The forest that breathes. They say the forest around the kingdom of Aldervale was once alive in a gentle way, rustling leaves, running streams, peaceful meadow animals. That was before the winter witch awakened. The elders whispered her real name only in trembling breaths. Queen Lysa, Snow White's mother. They say she bargained with an ancient spirit for a child. They never say what she traded. When the child was born, the snow outside the castle fell black for 7 nights, and the queen never smiled again. Chapter 1. A child born with a shadow. Princess Seraphine, Snow White, was not an ordinary child. Before she even walked, mirrors fogged when she crawled near them. Candles darkened when she giggled. Dogs howled from behind locked doors. And once, when a servant raised his voice at her, he was found the next morning, frozen solid, as if winter reached just for him. Snow White's mother, Queen Lysa, tried to hide these things. She dressed her daughter in white, kept her in sunlit rooms, and told the kingdom, "She is blessed, chosen, pure." But at night, when the torches dimmed, when the corridors grew cold, Snow White whispered to someone who wasn't there, someone she called Mother Winter. Chapter 2. The Mirror. After Queen Lysa's mysterious death, her body found encased in a block of ice, the king remarried quickly. Lady Ravane was beautiful, fierce, and raven black from hair to heart. Her arrival was the first warmth the castle had known in years. But on her wedding night, a servant girl heard screaming from her chambers. Ravane claimed it was a nightmare. The truth? She had discovered the mirror. A tall, bone-rimmed monstrosity, sealed behind velvet drapes, pulsing with faint breath. It whispered when she approached, "You are not the first." And when she touched it, frozen veins spread across the glass, forming a face half woman, half wraith. The spirit spoke. "I belong to the bloodline. The child is mine. The throne is mine." Ravane fled from the room, but the mirror had already tasted her fear. Chapter 3. Snow White grows stranger. By 16, Snow White had become a haunting beauty. Pale as bone, lips red as spilled blood, eyes like moonlit water. But the strange things only grew stronger. Mirrors cracked when she passed. Birds died on windowsills after staring at her. She sleepwalked into the frozen forest barefoot without feeling the cold. And once, when a maid startled her awake, the maid's shadow detached and crawled along the wall, screaming in a voice that wasn't human. People whispered, She is cursed. She is her mother reborn. She will destroy us all. Ravane tried to protect the kingdom, but Snow White had grown more powerful than she understood. One night, Snow White entered Ravane's room and calmly said, "Mother Winter says you're in her way." Chapter 4. The Attempted Execution. Ravane ordered Snow White taken into the forest and killed. Not because of jealousy, but because she had found Queen Lysa's diary, revealing the truth. Snow White was not a blessing. She was a vessel. An ancient winter spirit, the same one Queen Lysa bargained with, intended to be reborn through her. And when that happened, the kingdom would fall into endless frost. The huntsman led Snow White deep into the woods. He raised the knife. Snow White didn't beg. She just smiled. "If you kill me, she'll take you first. She always takes the weak ones." The forest grew colder. Branches curled like claws. Frost spread up the huntsman's legs. He dropped the knife and ran, never looking back at the girl who watched him with glowing, inhuman eyes. Chapter 5. The Forest of No Return. Snow White wandered deeper, guided by whispers only she could hear. The forest changed as she walked. Trees bent toward her. Dead leaves rose and spiraled around her feet. Shapes, thin, child-sized shadows, followed her from tree to tree. After hours, she reached a clearing filled with 7 wooden shacks. This was no cottage of cheerful dwarfs. This was a burial camp. 7 graves, 7 shacks, 7 abandoned mining helmets still stained with dried blood. The forest spirits came out at night. They surrounded her, small, disfigured, bone-thin creatures with hollow eyes. Former miners, cursed long ago by the very winter spirit inside her. They knelt, not to Snow White, but to the thing growing inside her. "Mother Winter, we have waited for your return." Chapter 6. Ravane's Descent. When Snow White did not return, Ravane knew the mirror would come for her. The spirit demanded to be fed, and Ravane finally understood. The mirror did not want her dead. It wanted her afraid. It fed on fear like hunger. Night after night it tormented her. Whispers in the walls, footsteps behind her bed, a child's voice humming lullabies, her reflection smiling back when she wasn't. Ravane shattered the mirror, but the pieces kept whispering. Chapter 7. Winter Returns. Snow White lived with the forest creatures for days, letting the spirit grow stronger. Her skin paled further. Her veins glowed faint blue at night. Frost bloomed under her footsteps. The transformation had begun. But she fought it. Some part of her humanity remained, a small child voice inside, begging not to become her mother. The spirit punished her. Whenever she resisted, something in the forest died. A fox here, a deer there, then a villager who wandered too close. Snow White realized, if she didn't return to the castle, the spirit's hunger would spread until the entire kingdom froze. Chapter 8. Return of the Broken Mirror. Snow White entered the castle during a blizzard. Servants fled from her. Torches dimmed, walls frosted over. She walked straight toward Ravaine's chamber, leaving a trail of cracking ice. Ravaine waited, holding the broken mirror pieces in trembling hands. "Seraphine, fight it. Your mother couldn't, but you can." Snow White's breath came out in white plumes. "She wants your body, stepmother. Yours is the last warm heart in this castle." The shards of the mirror lifted from Ravaine's hands, floating, swirling, forming the spirit's face. It spoke. "The vessel is nearly complete." The shards shot toward Snow White, embedding into her skin, freezing to her bones. She screamed. The castle doors blew open. Snowstorms roared inside. The spirit laughed. Winter had returned. Chapter 9. The Final Confrontation. Ravaine realized the truth. The only way to stop the spirit was to break the vessel before the transformation finished. But killing Snow White meant killing the last piece of her husband's legacy. Tears froze on her cheeks as she raised the huntsman's knife. Snow White spoke, not in her own voice, but the spirit's. "Do it, little queen. Free her, or join her." The blizzard thickened. The spirit tried to take full control, bones cracking, skin crystallizing, eyes turning white. Snow White, what remained of her, fought desperately. "Mother, please, don't let me become her." Ravaine hesitated for half a heartbeat. The spirit seized control. Icicles grew from the walls. Frost crawled across the ceiling. A monstrous, towering shadow formed behind Snow White. Ravaine made her choice. She plunged the knife into Snow White's heart. The scream that followed wasn't human. It shattered every window in the castle. The spirit ripped free from the girl's collapsing body, a towering frost wraith shrieking in rage. But without a vessel, she could not remain. The wraith dissolved into snow, blowing apart into glittering dust. The blizzard stopped. Silence fell. Snow White died in Ravaine's arms. Epilogue. The Mirror's Last Words. the kingdom rebuilt. Spring returned for the first time in decades. Ravane became the beloved ruler Snow White could never be. But sometimes, late at night, when she passed the room where the covered mirror still stood, she heard it breathe. Just once, just a whisper. One day, another child will be born, and winter will come for her too. The mirror's frost slowly spreads across the floor beneath the velvet cover, waiting, always waiting.